All right, in this lecture, we're going to be learning about functions. And the way to create or define a function is, and let me go ahead and make some space here so that we can work, is you say def, just def, which is short for define, to create a new function, and then give your function a name. So I'm going to make a function called hello, and you have to go ahead and put some parentheses on it like this, open, close, and then just do a colon, kind of like what we did with the if statement. And then to put any sort of code inside of your function, you just, again, do this tabbed over or spaced over indented code here. So for example, I want my hello function to print out hello world. So I'm going to say print and put inside of here hello world, just like that. Then anytime I want to call my function, I just say hello with a parentheses just like that. Let's see, I'm going to call it 3 different times here. Okay, I'll hit save. Let's go ahead and run this in the terminal, and look at that, it says hello world 3 times. So just like the if statement, anything that you want to be inside of this hello function, it's got to be indented over. So if we want a couple of different lines inside of here to say like hello world, hello dog, hello cat, I don't know, just kind of weird example. We'll go ahead and save this, hit run, and look, it prints out all those different lines there. So anything that's indented over in this function, and you can see when we're calling the function, we have this all the way over on the left, so it's not inside of the function anymore. So how can we spruce up this function a little bit? We can add parameters to this function. So let's make a function that will take a word and then add some special stuff onto it, and then we can print that out. So for example, with hello, we're going to take in a string, and we'll just call this the string, just like this. So now we can use this parameter to say something like hello plus whatever the string is. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save this. What happens is now whenever I call hello, I have to pass something in there. So I'm going to say something like, I'm going to put it in a name like Mark. So this function will say hello to somebody for us. So it should take this Mark, pass it into this parameter here, the string, and then it will print out hello and whatever the string is. This is a cool thing you can do with strings, is if you do the plus, you can add 2 strings together. But we'll go ahead and run this, and you can see it says hello Mark. Okay. We should probably put a space here so it looks a little bit better, but just a little bit of a nitpicky thing. But this is how you pass in parameters, is you just type a name for the parameter. You don't have to specify what type it's going to be. It can come in as any sort of type. You also can have multiple parameters, like if I have like the string, and maybe I also want to pass in like an int or something. Like if this is going to be, like, let's change this, instead of the string, be like name and age. So someone's going to pass in their name and age into this thing. We could say like hello, whatever name is going to be, and then say something like name plus you are, and then we're going to do our curly brackets to pass in the age, years. In fact, let's just do this the whole way here. So I'm going to say like hello name, you are age, years old. Then we're going to do our dot format thing, right, to pass in some information. So I'm going to pass in name and age, just like this. So now if I call this function and pass in Mark, comma, and some number like 17, look what happens when we run this. Hello, Mark, you are 17 years old. So you see what's going on here? We're taking in 2 parameters, name and age, and then we're going to print them out in the string. And when we call this function, we have to give it both the string and the int. And if we forget one of these, for example, if I just pass in Mark and try and run this, it's going to say, hey, we're missing something. So if you want to, you can have default values for these parameters. For example, I can say the default value for age is going to be equal to 0. And if I do this, even if I don't specify something here, I can actually go ahead and run this, and it will just automatically turn age equal to 0. And I could do the same thing with the name. Say, by default, this name is going to be Sean or something like that. So if I specify a name here like Mark, okay, go ahead and run that. It will say Mark. But if I don't pass in anything now into this function and I run it, it'll just use Sean and 0 as those default values. Okay. So that's how you can take in some parameters into a function. Now, if you want to return something from a function, it's really simple. Let's go ahead and just return this string. So instead of printing it, we want to return it. And all you just do is return space. And you'll notice what's nice about Python is we don't have to specify that this function here is going to return a specific type of value. Like it's going to return a string or an int, like a float, whatever it is. You just say, nope, it just returns this if I say it's going to. I don't have to even specify this is a returning function, except that I have a return here inside of here. So now you'll see if we run this, nothing will get printed, right? Because I just was returning this, but I could, put this inside of a variable, something like sentence is equal to whatever this hello function gives me, and then I can print out whatever is inside of sentence. So we'll go ahead and save this, run, look at that, prints out the information. So there you have it for functions. You learned how to create a function, give those functions a name, also give them parameters, default values for the parameters if you want to, and you also learned how to return information back from a function. So I know we're really cruising here, but hopefully you've got that programming or Python background, and this is just kind of like, okay, getting up to speed. Again, another exercise to make sure you've got this cemented in your brain, but once you're done with that, we got a bit more to do.